Hello everyone. Today we'll understand electronic evidence which is now central to modern trials and what are the rules that have evolved to ensure its authenticity and reliability. Electronic evidence is the information which is generated, stored or transmitted in binary or digital form. It is intangible but has a probative value in the court. It is system generated, voluminous and easy to duplicate, but it is legally and technically fragile. Therefore, it requires judicial caution. Emails, CCTV footage, digital photos, call records, etc. comes in the definition of electronic evidence. Now, we try to understand the legal framework within which the electronic evidence operate. The latest one is being Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam 2023, where electronic statement and digital records have been included as a part of oral and documentary evidence. Second is Indian Evidence Act 1872. It used to provide the principles which assigns evidentiary weight to the evidences. Third is Information and Technology Act 2000, where legal recognition of electronic records was there. Fourth one is Bankers Books Evidence Act 1891, where certified electronic bank records are admissible. These statutes operate together to govern relevance, admissibility, certification, and presumptive correctness of the electronic evidence. Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam 2023 brought sea changes in the admissibility of electronic evidences. First of all, it explicitly included electronic records in the definition of document, meaning thereby digital files like email, server logs, smartphone messages are now legally considered document. Second, it elevated the status of electronic records to primary evidence from the secondary evidence. This is a major change as primary evidence is the original evidence and is considered to be the most reliable. Further, Bharatiya Sakshya Adhiniyam simplified the process of treating electronic record as primary evidence. We can take an example of a stored copy of electronic record which is considered as primary evidence unless its authenticity is disputed. It also introduced a standardized format for the certification of electronic evidence that ensures clarity and uniformity in its presentation before the court. Now, there are certain tests which need to be passed for evaluating the evidentiary weight of the electronic evidence. First one is authenticity, which means that the evidence is genuine and what it claims to be. Second one is integrity, which means that the evidence is complete, accurate, and has not been altered. Third one is unbroken or well-explained chain of custody, which means that there is a documented chronological record of possession, handling, and transfer of evidence from the moment of its collection till it is being presented in the court. There should be no gap in the chain of custody. Fourth one is assessment of the tampering risk in order to find out the likelihood of evidence being tampered with or corrupted. Fifth one is the electronic evidence should corroborate with the fact of the case. It may be noted that admissibility of electronic evidence is not equal to the evidentiary weight it would carry. If there are any procedural or forensic gap, that would reduce its evidentiary weight in the court of the law. There are certain activities or risks which reduce the reliability of the electronic evidence in the court of law. Few are listed here, like spoofing, silent edit, malware, missing access log, or even the non-forensic handling of the electronic evidence. In order to enhance the evidentiary value of electronic evidence, certain best practices can be adopted, like the request for early preservation of electronic evidence should be made in a formal and legal manner. The device having the electronic evidence must be seized without any normal browsing. Third, the imaging and cloning of the electronic evidence should be done in a forensic manner. There should be hash verification before and after transfer of electronic evidence. There should be a complete audit trail providing the full chain of the custody for the evidence, and it should be followed by a timely statutory certification of the electronic evidence. All these practices would ensure that electronic evidence is best appreciated in the court of law. To conclude, electronic evidences are a powerful tool of proof and are indispensable in the modern era. Since court emphasizes on authenticity, reliability, and procedural compliance for any evidence, it must be ensured that the electronic evidence is handled in a very careful manner in order to preserve the evidentiary value of electronic evidence. Thank you. This is all for today. We would continue our series on different topics of law which are applicable in India. This would be helpful for all the individuals, including professionals in legal fields. Do continue to watch these series and share your feedback by way of comments. If found helpful, please like and share as much as possible. Thank you.